fill the gap. That's what we're going to do in this class. So you're sitting there, you might be a startup CEO, you might be a salesperson at a startup, you might be running a small team, and I'm willing to bet that you already know which industry you should be targeting, you already know which companies in those industries to target, and you probably also know people at those companies in those industries because you've probably involved those folks early on in your product development process. And you're also sitting there and you can think to yourself, I know exactly how that person or how that company could be implementing my product to solve a problem that they have. The challenge that exists is this enormous gap. And this gap is what you might be thinking of as the sales process. How do you get from this one person at the company to a full relationship where you're implementing your product and your solution? And so what's tricky about this and what's really interesting is that while we all think of it as the sales process, ultimately what we're teaching you here is how companies buy and their buying process. It's walking those people through the buying process and understanding what gaps exist in the buying process, what challenges exist, who else should be involved with that sale, what value you're bringing to each of those people, understanding how you make progress in a sale, and when you're not making progress, identifying that, knowing when things are stalled, and how do you work around those stalls. That's the gap that exists. You know the people, you know that your product works, you know your product solves problems. The challenging part is getting from here to here, and that's what we'll do in this class, is shrink this gap so that whether you're the first person at your company that's selling this product or the 50th, there's a clear framework and a repeatable process that your people know exactly how these companies and these people make purchasing decisions and get to the point where they're implementing your solution and you've got a long-term customer. That's what we do in this class.